Hi, everyone, and welcome to Me, You, and Who. In this episode, I'm joined by Kolleen, who shares her inspiring journey into surrogacy. From a spark of interest in high school to the emotional and physical realities of becoming a surrogate, Colleen walks us through each step from researching agencies and building trust with the intended parents to the unforgettable moments of transfer day and delivery. She also discusses the essential support from family, friends, and doulas that helped her along the way. Tune in as Colleen reflects on the powerful connections she formed and the life-changing insights she gained, including a new career inspired by her surrogacy journey. Enjoy! Me, you, and who? Who knew it would take more than two people to have a baby? In a world where infertility is no longer a taboo topic, this podcast will take you through all of the different aspects of surrogacy and egg donation through the lens of many who walk this journey in different ways. My name is Whitney Hall, and I am a two-time surrogate, now turned surrogacy coordinator for Egg Donor and Surrogate Solutions, the very agency I used when I chose to carry for two amazing families. With this podcast, it is our goal to help guide and support you as you learn about what it takes to grow a family in an alternative way, as well as hear inspiring and beautiful stories of how this path has changed lives forever. We can't wait for you to hear about just one more way happy families are created every day. Hi, Colleen. I'm so glad you're here.
Hi.
Yay! I am so excited to talk to you about your journey, and I'm just so pumped that you want to share your story. But let's go just way back. Let's dive in. What even made you explore surrogacy in the first place?
Honestly, it's been something I've considered since I was in high school. It's just kind of something I've always felt called to do, that if
Oh,
I was able to
wow.
do this, that I would want to do it.
Oh my
I think.
gosh. What in high school had you oh yeah, that's a thing that I want to do?
So I actually was visiting family in California, and you know how Facebook just pops up those random ads,
Sure, absolutely.
and it was a surrogate ad, and I was like a senior in high school when it popped up. And I was like, well, that's really cool. So it's like, obviously, it doesn't apply to me now, but maybe in the
Sure.
future, that's something I could do.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And then it just stayed in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So when did you feel like the time, you weren't married in high school. How did your spouse feel? When did you feel like now was the right time? I say now relatively.
He was a little like, whatever makes you happy, dear.
Love it.
And he
We
was
love the
just
supportive spouse.
very supportive.
That's amazing. Okay, so obviously you saw it in high school. Obviously we had waited, until the right time. When did you feel like it was the right time?
I think my son was about 9 months when I started researching surrogate agencies.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of COVID. I'm home from work because I was screened out. I work in childcare. Um, and I work in childcare for the Navy, actually.
Oh, wow.
So I've been with them for 8 years.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, you're in COVID. You have a 9-month-old baby. I mean, we're all trying
Yep.
to find stuff to do. What better thing to do than a research project?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, with all this free time, I'm just going to research agencies and see what's the best route. And there were a lot of like duds out there. Like I was
Mm,
scouring Facebook, I was scouring the internet for reviews, like actual real people reviews.
mm-hmm.
A lot of these
Mm-hmm.
were like fake or go see this doctor, go do this, and I was like, okay, I need to find something legit, like not just these random fake reviews that people post.
Yeah. So kind of let's pause on that for a second because I think, I know for me when I started my first surrogacy journey was in 2017 and I did no research. I heard from a friend of a friend and they were like, "Yep, this is my surrogate." And I got to meet her and she was like, "Oh, this is the agency." And it was at the time it was just Surrogate Solutions. And
Yeah.
I was like, "Great, I'll take your word for it." And that was that. But now there is the internet and those Facebook groups, which I feel like, I mean, and I know I've said it before, they're kind of like a double-edged sword. Some
Yeah.
people like, you hear like real life, just experiences, but you don't also know the whole story. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, how did you navigate that? And I know you mentioned like, oh, I found those duds. How did you know they were duds?
Just the weird reviews that people would leave.
Mm, yeah.
It was always like, go talk to this African Dr. Shawami in Africa. It was really weird.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so we were like going all over the world in our research.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think this is a real company. Um, so like I
Yeah.
would go to websites, I looked on the Better Business Bureau.
Mm-hmm.
I really like dive deep just to find somebody legitimate and that was going to fit what I wanted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you ever, in the midst of all of that research, I know I, for one, would have felt overwhelmed. Did you ever think to yourself, you know what? I'll just do this independently?
No.
No. Why?
No. Uh
No, big no.
big no. I I think it's really difficult to do it independently because you never know who that baby is going to.
Mm,
There isn't as much screening, and there's only people are very good these days at hiding
mm-hmm.
hiding who they really are.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with an agency, everybody is screened,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is really nice because it's like, oh, well, I know this baby is going to a good home.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you have that advocate, you yourself, like
Yeah,
you have that advocate that's supporting you and is doing that screening process on both sides, both intended parents and surrogates.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So, how did you end up finding egg donor and surrogate solutions?
Oh, I found them in 2020. It was late 2020. I think it was like December.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know how. I don't even remember. It's been so long. I don't remember
Yeah.
how I came across you guys. I just did, and then I got in touch and I started the process with Meg, and then it kind of put things on hold. I had some family stuff going on,
Yeah.
and then we just finished up our journey. We had the little surrogate baby in July
Oh my gosh. But you started
in
the
2020.
research application, everything in 2020,
Hmm.
needed to put things on pause, and then you came back. That's amazing. So how was you okay, it's finally the right time for your family. How was the matching process?
It was difficult. We met with one other couple before we matched
Yeah.
with the couple that we ended up matching with. And I just felt really discouraged because I wasn't
Mm,
sure. Like, I was like, oh, well, this is kind of like the closest couple that I feel like would be a good fit. But it
mhm.
was a very strange match meeting. Like,
Mm.
even Lauren was like, this is a little strange. And they ended up deciding not to go with me. They had paired with another surrogate from another company.
Yeah.
And it worked out for the better because when they matched me with my IPs, I was like, "Why didn't you put them in there sooner?" And she was like, "They literally just got uploaded 3 days ago."
Oh my gosh.
So, when we matched, they were like, "We were told it could be 6 months to 2 years." Like, we had no expectation of matching anytime soon.
Yeah,
Uh,
3 days. That's like record.
yeah, they were shocked and, obviously overjoyed, and so
Yeah.
we got that process going, and here we are.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that. And I know that that feeling of being discouraged can be so big, but ultimately it worked out beautifully.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So, how did you know? Obviously, you kind of had something to compare it to because you had
Yeah,
had, what you say is kind of a stranger, or
yeah.
strange match meeting. Which I just, like PSA, those match meetings are so important because that vibe check really
Yeah.
is a big deal because
S
things on paper don't
Right.
always equate.
Well, and it wasn't just like a match meeting with just a couple.
Yeah.
It was with their rabbi and her sister, and it was a whole bunch of people on this call. So I kind of felt like, okay, we're not really getting anywhere.
Yeah, yeah. You wanted to get to know them. That's wonderful they
Yeah,
had their support system, but maybe have their support system cheering them on.
yeah.
Sure, sure. So how did you know, having had, kind of that experience, how did you know after that match meeting that this was the right couple that
I
you
knew from their profile. Like the second I saw their profile and I saw their pictures,
mm,
I was like, this is it. And I went to my husband. I was like, Danny, this is it. And he read over the profile and he was like, I agree. Like, this is it. This is our couple.
oh, I love that. What about the profile stuck out to you?
It was just their honesty. Like
Mm,
they just laid it all out and they laid out
yeah,
their lives and what, they do and plan to do, and they were just very upfront and honest in their profile, and I
yeah.
love that. I don't like when people are like shady or like to hide things and bring stuff up later. They were
Sure,
just
sure. Just not, maybe not shady, but just, guarded
yeah.
or
Yeah.
a little too curated.
Yeah. They were
Yeah.
just very open and honest about their entire life, and and their
Mm,
focus on mental health being just as important as your physical health.
oh, I love that. I love that. That's amazing. So you had that match meeting and your feelings that you got from the profile were
Yeah.
reaffirmed.
Yes.
Definitely not a strange match meeting.
No, definitely not.
And it was just them.
It was just them.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome.
Um, and we actually did something out of the norm, and Lauren did give my intended mom my phone number because she had some questions from our follow up from our match meeting.
Sure.
And so like we connected and I just, I told her everything that happened and uh that she had questions about, and
Yeah.
she was like, "Okay," like told Lauren that, like gave the go ahead, and we went from there.
Oh, I love that. Well, and it sounds like the thing that you both were looking for, that honesty and that
Mhm.
truth and ultimately that trust, which is really the best way, I mean the only way that you can
Yeah.
build a good relationship in this type of journey. Yeah. Oh, I love that. How was, so you got matched. We start the process. How was meeting? When did you guys meet for the first time in person?
We met for the first time at my medical screening. They picked me up from the airport,
I love
and
it.
then they picked me up from my hotel and took me to the appointment, and then they dropped me back off at the
Mm.
airport after.
Yeah. How was that? Oh, was it just like a one? Oh, no, you said hotel. So you stayed a
Yeah.
night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I flew in the day before and then I flew out the night after my medical screening.
Your medical screening. How was meeting for the first time? What were those feelings?
It was great. Like they were super smiley and like welcomed me,
Hmm.
like gave me a hug, and we're so excited to meet in person.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And so medical screening went well. Were you nervous about the medical screening?
I was a little nervous about it, but
Yeah.
ultimately it was not anything bad. It was definitely different, nothing I had
Sure.
ever experienced, but
Sure.
uh overall was not bad.
Yeah. Were you just nervous because it was something new or were you nervous about
Yeah.
something in particular? Yeah. Yeah, just something new. Absolutely. But you had your coordinator taking you along the ride, which is great. You got to meet your intended parents. That's fantastic. How was just starting everything? So, for those who don't know, the process, is you have your medical screening appointment, you have your psychological evaluation. Once, all of that, you have clearance, is
Yeah.
what we say, then you move forward with the legal process and we get, all of our I's dotted and our T's crossed. So once all of that is done and you have the clear of you're ready to go, you're ready to get started on the cycle. How was that? How did you feel?
I was excited. I was excited to
Yeah.
get everything started and just go on this journey with them, and
Yeah.
because it was the first time for both of us,
Mm.
so it was really nice to be, like, learning as we go together,
Mhm. Mhm.
um, and even now we have a really great bond.
I was gonna say, how was building that relationship during all of that? Just before you even get to the cycle. Obviously, you guys are getting to know each other. What did you guys do? I know you flew in, so you're not, local. How did you guys, get to know each other and start building that relationship?
Her and I would communicate by text at least once a
Mm,
week,
yeah.
um, and sometimes we would, like, try and phone call every other week or at least once a month
Mm-hmm.
just to kinda catch up and get to know each other more.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And were you, it's kind of you're getting to know a friend. So like she's asking about your family and you're following up about, things like that. It's not just
Yeah,
business, if you will.
yeah. Nope, we're getting to
Yeah.
know each other, and we've built a lifelong friendship.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's amazing. So you get to cycling. How are meds? How did you feel? Were you nervous?
I was nervous about meds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like a huge needle person. Like, I can watch somebody else get shots all day long or
Sure.
draw blood, but when it comes to myself, I'm like, okay, like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'll figure it out because my husband is deathly terrified of needles.
Oh no. Okay, so hubby is not going to be he'll
So
cheer for you from the sidelines.
my oldest stepdaughter was living with us at the time, and she helped me with some of my progesterone shots.
Oh, way to go.
I think she was a little too eager for those.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Did you so you did your cycle. Did you have any medication responses? How are you feeling as, you're slowly getting towards, kind of that big day? Was it surreal? Were you even thinking about it? Like what were maybe some of those things going through your head during that?
I think it was really surreal. I
Mhm.
just was like, "Oh my gosh, like, we're here, it's
Yeah.
happening," like, and we're praying for the absolute best, and,
Mm.
it was just like it was really nice to see them again in person because I got to
Yeah.
spend a little more time with them, and they were, like, super, like, "We were gonna let you, like, come and stay with us at the house, but we weren't sure if the dogs were gonna jump on you, and we wanted you to be able to relax," and,
Oh.
uh
That's awesome. At any point in time, did you ever think, oh, this might not work?
no,
No.
no.
Oh, I love that. You were just so confident.
Yeah.
I was too. I was like, oh yeah, that's not even like a thing to my own naivete as far as like, oh yeah, of course it'll work. I didn't even, it was like, yeah, I'm just checking my boxes. I'm doing all the things.
Mhm.
Yeah. What about your intended parents? What do you think were, some of their feelings as they were, getting ready and prepared for that big transfer day?
I think they were feeling really surreal, like, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
we're here, like, we didn't expect it to happen this quickly." I
Hmm.
think they were just very excited.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, so tell me about transfer day.
So transfer day was really nice. I went by myself. My
Mhm.
husband had to work, which was totally fine, I'm
Yeah.
a very independent person.
Love it.
So they were in the room, and it kinda
Mm.
just when they asked for everyone's date of birth, like, it kinda really just felt cemented like this was meant to be because her birthday is the same day as my grandson's birthday.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So I was
Oh,
like,
I
"Oh,
love
this is
little
just
things like
meant to
that.
be."
Yeah. So they asked for all of the birth dates and everything. And
Yep.
then were you able to see the transfer? Did they get to
Yeah.
see everything?
Yeah, they had it up on the screen.
Oh my gosh. How did that feel seeing that little speck of an embryo?
It was crazy because I was like, that itty bitty thing is, in my uterus and it could grow into a
Yes.
baby.
Absolutely. Oh, that's amazing. So you had transfer day, hung around for a little bit. Did you fly home the next day?
Yep. I flew home the next day.
He flew home the next day. Okay. And now it's the awful waiting part of between transfer day and that beta test. Did you do any home testing? Had you and your intended mom talked about that at all?
I had asked her if she wanted me to do home testing, and she was
Yeah.
like, "You can do it, but I don't want to know." She's like, "Don't tell me." And I was like, "Okay,
Hmm.
like I won't tell you if I take a test or not. We'll, I'll wait till we do the blood draw." And
Yeah.
then she was like, I texted her and I said, "Do you?" I think it was. I just looked at my pictures. It was November 8th,
Oh
and
my gosh. We're like almost like year to the date.
yeah. So transfer day was November 2nd. So yeah. So I texted her that morning and I was like, I took a home test. Do you want to know the results? And she was like, let me ask my husband. And
Okay.
I was like, okay. And she was like, just tell me, just tell me. So I sit.
Oh.
So my daughter set up this cute little basket with like the two tests and like a pack of baby wipes and a diaper, and just made it look really cute to send them, showing like the positive pregnancy tests.
Oh my gosh. And it was a for sure positive. We're not even
For
talking
sure.
swinger. This was like
No, for sure
for
positive. I
sure.
even took the clear blue digital so that way they could see the word
Yeah.
pregnant.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. How did they react?
They were so excited, but like cautiously excited because they wanted to wait for like beta to see what my numbers were. Um,
Sure.
but I just kept taking home tests up until beta just to make sure like the line kept getting darker. So, and it did.
Mm-hmm. And it did.
It did.
Oh my gosh. I know. I feel like every surrogate I know, it's like it just becomes like a sport of how many like pregnancy tests we can all take. That's amazing. How are you feeling getting to kind of deliver just such amazing news?
I was excited. I was like super grateful and I was excited that they wanted to know because I don't know if I would have been able to keep it in.
Sure.
Or just because of how often we talk, we're like, there's no way I would have been able to keep that secret.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. So you said your daughter, your eldest daughter or your stepdaughter got to help with with medications, and then they're helping you set up, these fun little pictures and things like that. How was, your family during this time? Even like when you were first saying, "Hey, by the way, this is something we're doing," to like, "Oh yay, I'm pregnant with someone else's baby. What do you guys think about it?"
They've been super supportive. My youngest stepdaughter was very on the fence about surrogacy. She was like, I don't know, like you get super hormonal when you're pregnant, like I don't know how this is gonna go. And then she
Yeah.
got pregnant. She found out
Yeah.
at when she was 17 weeks pregnant that she was pregnant. Had no
Oh,
idea.
wow. Yeah.
And she was like, giving birth to her own baby made her realize. She was like, I couldn't imagine not being able to have my own children. So she's like, now
Mm.
surrogacy is one of her number one things. She thinks it's awesome.
Oh, that's amazing. And how wonderful that you were able to support her. And that's so awesome that she had that experience. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
So
I love that. What about your son? Because your son was, at that point, how old was your son?
he was about to be 4. So he's about to be
Okay.
5 in
Okay.
June.
So he kind of
Yeah.
sort of knows what's going on, but
Yep.
he's little.
So when they picked the
Yeah. Did
name,
he have any questions?
he was like, "Why? Why?" Like, asked why about everything.
Sure,
But
sure.
when when we told him the baby's name, he would kiss my belly and would just say hi with his name, or he would say bye with his name.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love it. So, how was the pregnancy just as a whole? Did intended parents get to come out and see you and maybe for anatomy scan? How was
They
everything?
they came out for the anatomy scan, and then I ended up having to have an ECV, so my intended mom flew out for that. So
What, for those who don't know, what does ECV mean?
that is means when the baby is breached, they go in to manually turn him with their hands.
Oh, so he decided that he needed to do some gymnastics.
Yeah. And he did not want to turn the easy way. He wanted to go the long way.
Oh my goodness. So how was that?
So I was lucky and my provider gave me an epidural for it.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yes. And I was super bruised after, like from my
Oh.
belly to my like pelvis, like I was just like black and blue.
Oh
Uh,
gosh.
and then 2 weeks later I was induced.
Here we go. Oh my goodness. So how was delivery day?
Delivery day was very surreal, like for
Mm,
them and me, because it's like, oh my gosh, here we are. Like
yeah.
it's the end. This is what we've been waiting for. And
Yes.
then this little booger was being like stubborn as usual.
I was gonna say I'm sensing a theme here from him. He has some
Yep.
personality.
Yes, he does. So luckily I was already dilated a centimeter so I could have um the Foley catheter.
Yeah.
So my doula made me walk around that delivery floor like probably 10 or 20 laps
Oh gosh.
altogether. Yeah. Um
Yeah.
and then so that put me at a 5, and then
Okay.
I just stayed there for a couple hours. He was like, "Nope,
Mm.
not going to let anything progress."
Sure, I'm
Uh
comfy right now. We're good.
um but he did end up being born that following day at like 8:30 p.m., I believe.
Oh wow.
S-
Oh
So
goodness.
I
That
was
was a long
in
labor.
that was nothing. That was nothing compared to my son.
Oh, okay. Well, then there we go. That's good.
I spent 39 hours in labor with my son. I spent maybe just over 24 hours in labor with this one.
Oh, great. So this was like a vacation.
Yeah, this was like a vacation.
I love it. Okay, so during this time, where are intended parents? Are they hanging
Um,
out? Where are they?
they've been hanging out. They were hanging out. They had their own room, like the hospital
Mm-hmm.
I delivered at. They have labor rooms like
Mm.
partnered together, and they have like a supply closet in between. So they just got a connected room for them, so that way they could come and go as they needed or wanted. Um,
Yeah.
they made a couple runs to their hotel to get their things, and
Sure.
then um, they just stayed the rest of the
Yeah.
time.
Oh, I love that. And that's what you wanted.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's what I
Yeah.
wanted, and that's what they wanted.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So it was, you said he was finally born at the next morning.
Next evening,
The next evening. What was that experience like?
it was different because I'm like, okay, like it's nice to kind of just have some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so they got to go spend their golden hour in their room, and then they brought him back in,
Hmm.
and they weighed him in the other room as well. Um, Solid 8 pounds 4 ounces, and
Oh,
the midwife was sure he was going to be a 9 pounder. Like, and I was like, okay, well, I've already delivered a 9 pound baby. That's not too bad.
there we go. Again, we're sticking with the vacation theme. I love it.
um, and so I was really surprised when he came out at 8'4".
Yeah.
I'm sure they were happy.
That's
Uh,
amazing. So during actual like delivery, where was mom? Where was dad? Was hubby with you?
no, my husband was. I just chose to have my doula and my intended parents there. I love my
Yeah.
husband, but he wasn't that much help during labor with my son, and I just rather to have the doula present.
Yeah, for sure. How was that doula experience?
It was phenomenal. Like, I love her.
Hmm.
I'm actually gonna go work for her when I'm done with my studies.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Yes, I'm very excited to talk about that for sure. What was kind of having that doula like as far as that support for you and the support for the intended parents?
for me, it was really nice because I learned about like different positions for birth. I learned
Yeah.
like what I could do and how to advocate for myself and what I wanted.
Hmm.
Um, because I just had a very long and tedious labor with my son. I was like, I don't want to go through that again. Like it
Yeah.
just took forever. So this time around, like the she met up with my intended parents and I, and we came up with a birth. She calls it a birth preference sheet because she's like babies have their own mind.
Yes.
So she's like we
Yes.
go with a preference. um, So we like went over like what we want to use, and I told her that I really wanted to try and avoid an epidural until I was closer to 6 or 7 centimeters dilated. And
Hmm.
that's when I found out about there was other pain medication I could try. So that was really nice. I did that, and that held me off until I was about 7 centimeters, and I was able to get that
Yeah.
epidural then.
Oh, that's great. And how did that feel for your intended parents to have that guidance as well?
They felt really reassured that it was very personable, and
Mm,
she gave any kind of questions they had, she answered them, and she came and visited us after labor and delivery.
mm.
She came and checked on us just to see how we were doing. Um,
Oh,
she
I
was just
love that.
very caring and made us all feel like human beings. Sometimes in a hospital setting that, can kind of lose itself.
Sure, there's a checklist. They're focused on health and, with there's
Yep.
things to do and there's point A to point B and yeah, absolutely. So, for sure it can be easy to kind of make things a little more transactional sometimes in that setting. And
Yeah.
that's wonderful that you had that advocate.
She's actually the reason we were able to switch providers at almost 38 weeks pregnant.
Oh gosh. Okay, why were we switching providers?
So my local provider would not schedule an induction.
Okay.
Refused. Even
Okay.
though maternal fetal medicine was like, nope, this is an IVF pregnancy. We want her induced at 39 weeks on the dot. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Okay.
But my local provider was just, they're like, no, we'll put you on an on call list starting at 39 weeks.
Okay.
Uh, so I went to the affiliated midwife practice that
Midwifery? Mm-hmm.
yeah, midwifery, and a friend of my doula's was also a surrogate at the same time, and
Ah.
we actually had the same due date.
Oh my gosh, how fun!
Yes. So she saw me. She was like, she made an exception. She called the practice manager, and she was like, we need to make an exception, like, please, 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 just this once. And so she did. They made the exception. They saw me
Hmm.
that Friday before my 38-week checkpoint, and then we had an induction date scheduled by the following week.
Oh
To
wow.
So they're like,
Oh
nope,
my
we'll
gosh.
schedule you for 39 weeks on the dot. We're not, maternal fetal medicine said 39 weeks, and that's what we're going to follow.
Yeah. How was navigating that with your intended parents?
They were excited because then they
Sure.
could plan, because they're like, a hotel gets expensive, and, they have animals, so they've got to find someone to watch their animals.
Hmm.
And it's just like the not knowing.
Yeah. Yeah. The not knowing can be so, so hard for sure. And, I think I love what your doula said, a preference versus a plan. And there's only, yeah, we can only do so much.
Yeah, it ended up being really good switching because the practice we switched to has seen surrogates come in and out all the time. This
Mm,
hospital is the same. Um, she's like the head nurse. I cannot remember what her position title is, but she actually sits on a Zoom call with the surrogate and intended parents and comes up with a birth plan and all the documentation that needs to be there at time of delivery.
yeah.
Um, this hospital is extremely familiar with surrogates and intended parents. They have surrogates and intended parents in and out of their hospital every month,
Mm,
whereas
that
my local
is,
provider was not very familiar with surrogacy.
I got you. I got you. And that does make a difference. It does. And
Yeah,
it's wonderful to, if you want to be in that position of educating and you are comfortable with advocating and things like that, which I know you are, but also at the end of the day you want to be cared for and seen, and having that familiarity I know is always, sitting in the coordinator position when I hear about hospitals going the extra mile and doing all of those things and getting a full understanding and of the situation and being aware of certain terminology and things like that. That really makes a difference in how you feel on delivery day.
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So we made that big switch. You had a wonderful experience with your doula, your intended parents were there. That's amazing that you guys had joining rooms and got to do, just had them be there as close as they could.
Yeah.
What was it like seeing them with baby for the first time?
So my doula got a picture of their face when he was delivered, and it's just the most precious thing ever. I love it. Because
Mm,
you can just they're just in awe. You can just see it straight in their faces. They're in awe and they're just so in love already.
yeah, it's that why.
Mhm.
Oh, that's amazing. So we had delivery day. How was, how long did you stay in the hospital? Not too long.
I think I stayed for 2 days after,
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
which is pretty standard.
Yeah. Yeah. How long were intended parents and baby there?
2 days. They got discharged later that afternoon that after I did.
Okay. And did your kiddos get to meet baby?
No, they didn't get to meet him this time, but I'm hoping that as we gear up for a sibling journey that they'll get to meet him.
Oh my gosh. That's so exciting. How was it? How did you feel kind of, okay, post delivery? Intended parents have baby, you get to hold baby and see baby. What were kind of some of those feelings?
It kind of felt like I was holding like my best friend's baby. It's just so
Oh,
excited. And I'm like, oh, he's so adorable. And he came out with
yes.
a whole head of hair, which explains
Oh
all
my
the
gosh.
heartburn.
I was about to say, yeah, I'm sure Tums was your best friend.
Yep. Tums, I actually can't tolerate Tums. Tums makes me
Oh,
super nauseous.
ding dang
So
it. Yeah.
Pepsid,
Pepsid. There we go. All right.
Pepsid,
Perfect.
lots and lots of
Perfect.
Pepsid.
Oh my goodness. You were like, oh, sweet boy, you're so beautiful. Man, oh man, my heart feels so many things right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. And I love what you said. It was like holding your best friend's baby. That's amazing. Because I think a lot of people, I know for me, that was always one of the, number one frequently asked questions I get was, how did you feel? They always say, or the phrase always comes out, what was it like giving up a baby? And I'm always like, I'm not giving up. I'm giving back.
Mhm. Giving
Never my
back.
baby. Yeah. How did that feel?
It was good. Like I I never felt like I was giving up a baby. I was giving
Yeah.
back their baby. I just grew it and gave it life, and I was able to make it healthy and provide
Mm,
them with this gift of parenthood.
yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Well, your journey wasn't over after that. Tell us a little bit more about post delivery and healing.
So 3 weeks after delivery, we went to Myrtle Beach for a week, and
Yeah. Oh, love that.
yeah, a lot of crazy things happened on vacation. My oldest daughter got engaged, and
Oh, life
yes,
doesn't
so
stop.
life does not stop. And I was like, of course, like the day she gets engaged, I get hit with one of those like big hormonal shifts.
Okay.
And so like I had been pumping because my milk had come in, so I was in the process of drying up. Well, I started birth control. I dried up completely on the day she got engaged, and that dramatic fluctuation just made me like crazy.
Crazy. Oh gosh, that's a big word. I would say,
um,
yeah, hormonal shift definitely,
yes,
yeah, makes us wonky for sure.
yes.
Yeah, and how was navigating that?
It was not terrible. I had my husband by my side, so
Yeah.
I was just like, of course, like I would have this on the day she gets engaged. It's supposed to be a happy day.
Yeah. I mean, timing's so tough. But again, I mean, you had your husband with you. And I think that's, I mean, not I think, I know, like that is why having that support system is
Yes,
so important.
absolutely.
Yeah. So how was navigating all that, just all of that?
Um, like it took me some time. I found I needed to like slow down on just starting the new birth control.
Yeah.
Um, and I talked to my doctor about it,
Mm-hmm.
and I talked to my husband about it, and we
Yeah.
decided like we would just slowly, we would stop the birth control for now and see if that made a difference. And it
Mm-hmm.
did. It was just like the dramatic increase of like a new birth control, milk supply dropping, and all
Sure.
those hormones that go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and him just being there to listen to me helped when I was just going through like, I don't know why I'm crying. I'm just crying.
Sure. Absolutely.
Uh, Because it's not like I was sad. I was just like I think I was just happy and overwhelmed with everything, like all happening at
Yeah.
once. Um,
Yeah.
so and vacation's always crazy because we also went when that tropical storm went through.
Oh gosh.
So we were there during the tropical storm too. So it's just a lot of stuff going on all at once.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. How was, okay, so you were pumping, you had that big hormonal shift. Obviously, you did the amazing, beautiful thing. You delivered sweet baby. Intended parents go home. What was the relationship shift with you and your intended parents?
I tried to give them like some space, get acclimated at home, figure out new life as parents, because that
Yeah.
newborn phase is always kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But they did text me like, and even now we text once a week, and they send me
Hmm.
pictures of their baby and of their dogs, and
Oh.
and then her and I talk on the phone at least once a month and go over what's going on in our lives because we like to try and just keep text short and sweet to the point. Like,
Yeah.
hey, hope you're doing well, hope you made it home safe, stuff like that.
Sure. Busy mom life. Yeah.
Busy mom life.
Oh, I love that. Well, and I mean, it was the norm at that point because you guys had already invested so much in each other, not
Yep.
just about surrogacy, but each other as people.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What was maybe one of the biggest surprises that you had just in, or maybe it's just something that was, yeah, just what was maybe some of the biggest surprises that you had during your journey?
I think I was surprised at like how much I really bonded with my intended parents because I
Hmm.
wanted that bond, but sometimes when you want that bond, it doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
So I was super grateful that it happened, on both ends and that we have that really deep connection.
Well, and I mean, going back, like that's why that matching process is so important and
Absolutely.
worth the wait.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So you have, you've alluded to it a little bit, but since, going on this journey, you were inspired to have a career change.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us.
So currently I work in childcare, but I am working on my studies to become a birth and postpartum doula.
That's amazing. And birth work is just, it's so important.
Yes.
Obviously, hearing from your own experience, you had, just wonderful support.
Mhm.
What was kind of what pushed you to say, this is the direction I want to go?
I had a sit down with my doula and I really asked her like what made her want to become a doula, and a lot of her responses like resonated with me. And
Mm,
I just have this big heart of like helping people and wanting people to
yeah.
advocate for themselves, and I just want to be there to support them in any way I can.
Yeah. Why why do you feel like a doula is so important to have, especially in a surrogate journey?
So there has been research on doulas and that there has been a decrease in C-sections when a doula is present for a birth.
Mm,
There's just a lot of things that she knows about positioning and helping, like with the cervix dilating, and just kind of pushing you to like, okay, you need to do this, this, and this to really get your body doing what it's supposed to be doing.
yeah.
But she's also there to encourage you when things don't go the way you want it.
Mm, yeah. And I mean, surrogacy is a journey and things maybe haven't
Yes.
gone the way that we wanted. And so to have that type of support is huge.
Yes.
Yeah. What would you say? I know you're in studies.
Mhm.
What would you say to intended parents specifically why having a doula would be a benefit to not just their surrogate, but to them as well?
A doula can answer a lot of questions in a non-judgmental way.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be really hard to ask a provider questions without kind of getting a snippy response or like
Hmm.
a know-it-all response. Whereas a doula can educate you and is there for you from the time like you sign their contract.
Hmm.
She is there for you on call for you to ask any question you have, any concern you have, and she's there to just be your biggest cheerleader and advocate on the way.
I love that. I love that. I mean, support for any pregnancy is vital. And, to be on a surrogate journey, you've already built a team, and to have that extra support, especially in the delivery room and before you even get to the delivery room, is so
Yes.
important for everyone involved, not just the person, physically carrying a baby. There's the all of the emotional components. That's amazing that a doula can be a part of that. And that's amazing that this experience led you to wanting to continue to help others in that way. What would you say, looking back on your journey, was maybe the most either memorable or maybe a favorite moment for you?
I think the anatomy scan when they got to like come out
Mm,
and be there for the ultrasound and actually like see like him on the screen and getting to see like how big he was getting and how all his organs and his heart was looking good, and that he
mm,
just they actually got to see it and be there for the appointment.
yeah. You mentioned, when you sent them the photo of your positive pregnancy test, that they were happy but cautiously optimistic.
Yes.
When do you think it changed to happy?
I think it changed when we got the beta numbers from the clinic.
Yeah.
When we got that email from the clinic stating all looks good, her numbers are doubling like they should. We're gonna have a retest, go for more blood work in a couple of days just to make sure they're
Yeah.
continuing to double.
I love that. And that makes you feel good.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. So you've mentioned it a little bit. You've already said, you guys are gearing up for a sibling journey. How has that relationship been? You said you were holding your best friend's baby. Do you still feel post delivery that that's kind of the same vibe?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. So, what, if any, after having this experience, obviously you want to come back for more. Love that. What would you say, is maybe some advice that you would want to give to any, potential woman who is wanting to be a surrogate, is currently a surrogate, or maybe even some intended parents?
For surrogates, potential surrogates, I just
Yeah.
say trust your gut when it comes to matching. Like,
Hmm.
know that your gut is almost always right when it comes to just that feeling you have when it's going to be a right match.
Hmm. Yeah.
And the same
That.
goes for intended parents because you will have a gut feeling that this woman is going to fit with our family. This is going to be a forever relationship. Or if they're not looking for a forever relationship, then finding someone who respects those boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Even if you don't have that forever relationship, being able to trust that person for that period
Absolutely.
of time.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
huge.
It's absolutely huge. It's vital.
Yes.
It's vital. Yeah. I mean, no one wants to hold their breath for 9 months. Um, yeah. And so having that trust is so important. I love what you said about boundaries and, being honest about what you are looking for in a
Mhm.
match because there is no, I mean, it's judgment free. Like
Yeah.
everybody's looking for just their right person. And, just like you said with that first match meeting, I knew I wasn't the right surrogate for them. And that's okay. They found their right surrogate. And then you were
Yes.
able to be the right surrogate for your intended parents. Yes. Oh, I love that. I love that. Well, Colleen, for anyone who knows me, they know that I have a very codependent relationship with coffee. So I always like to ask my last question, which is what filled your cup today? Literally or figuratively, what was the thing that filled your cup this morning?
Um, Probably just seeing my son get up and go to
Hmm.
school and not, fight me to go to school. Like he loves his new daycare.
Yes. Oh, yes. Happy child, happy mama.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. Oh, that's a big deal. And those smiles make us smile. Oh, I love that. Well, Colleen, thank you so, so much for sharing your beautiful story and all the advice that you have for others. And we are just, I mean, best of luck to you as you continue on this new career change and go and support others in that beautiful birth workspace.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Me, You, and Who. We appreciate your time and hope you enjoyed our discussion today. As we wrap, we would like to remind you of some of the ways that you can stay connected with us and be part of the Me, You, and Who podcast community. Firstly, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode and can stay up to date with our latest content. But that's not all. We also have an exciting YouTube channel where we share some bonus content, behind the scenes glimpses, and video versions of our episodes. Head over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button there as well. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when the new episodes go live. And for more exclusive updates, engaging discussions, and a chance to connect with fellow listeners. Be sure to follow us on our social media accounts. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Create a Happy Family. If you're interested in finding out more about creating a happy family, please visit us at www.createahappyfamily.com. Thank you again for being part of the Me, You, and Who community. Your support means the world to us. I can't wait for you to join us next time as we continue to share stories and journeys of creating happy families.